Hi there, it's me again, Rain Mercury, executive producer from 5 Entertainment. Gill and I have been getting a few more emails, people asking us if we can extend the offer to till the end of the year or till next month. So Gill and I discussed it, and we decided to extend the offer till the 1st of January, right after the new year, for the 2-for-1 deal. We really thank everybody for all of the support. We've had a lot of wonderful emails. A lot of people congratulating us on a job well done with Planet7X, the Destroyer documentary. And a lot of people, giving us many blessings and encouraging us to continue on, and most importantly, Gill in doing his investigative research in finding out the truth, the absolute truth of whether or not this planet truly exists. We are providing for you our third and final bonus material of extra content of the documentary Planet7X, the Destroyer. It is not on the DVD. It's not available anywhere else but right here on YouTube, on Planet7X YouTube channel. What is involved when it comes to making a movie and getting your fees, paying your licensing and your copyrights and your lawyer fees, and there's a lot of things that are involved. So to try to sum it up to everybody, when you make a documentary or you make a movie of any kind, there's a lot of music, special effects, stock music, stock content, other bodies involved who work on the process that are all in agreement or signed contracts, and each one of these licenses and fees and restrictions all have a criteria that you have to follow, which is why we don't upload this to YouTube. There are some things that have actually stipulated that we're not to upload this to YouTube because there is some content that was either created by a third party or there was a licensing fee that we weren't able to afford, or we just felt like it's not time right now. Either way, there are more things involved than people out there who think that they can just take this documentary and upload it because the message is so important that it belongs to all of mankind. Gill and I really appreciate that, and we really appreciate the enthusiasm, and we definitely want everyone to kind of spread the message and spread the word about this documentary and really trying to get to the truth of this Planet X. But we also still have to follow the laws. There are entertainment laws, there are state laws. There's a lot of laws that we have to follow, even when you're doing fair use. If there's content that we're using, there's a lot of fees that are paid for to ensure that this documentary is following the correct criteria and that we don't overstep our bounds. So there's a lot of things that people have a misconception of. And so it's difficult because nothing comes for free, and a lot of people think that it should be. As much as I would like to do that, unfortunately, it can't be as much as we want to. Somebody has to pay for it. And we're also getting a lot of requests now that we put this documentary into multiple languages. French, German. I think we've had a few requests from China, Brazil. There's a number of people who have asked us, and unfortunately that also costs money, and that's not free. But if you really need help and you really want to get your copy, or you want others to get this, but they're not able to really afford it. Gill and I, have made ourselves accessible to everybody. So just reach out to us, send us an email, get in touch with Gill. He'll forward it to me, and we'll work something out. We understand the importance of this. And with that being said, I'm going to be a little politically incorrect, and I'm going to say to everybody out there, Merry Christmas, and may God bless you. May the Lord Jesus Christ bless you and your family. And both Gill and I would like to wish you guys the best of the happiest new year that you can have. And keep a watchful eye. So with that being said, thank you so much for all of your support. Thank you all those who have gone out and purchased your copy that you can get now at planet7x.net. And we hope that you enjoy our final bonus feature here. Enjoy. Since Dr. Robert Harrington passed away about 1993, that's about roughly the same time between 1992 and 93 that all this Planet X information coming from NASA sort of deceased, but then the Vatican came in roughly at that time frame to start, spreading their wings in astronomy. And in my personal research, I'm wondering what your thoughts are, why they would have chosen Mount Graham at such a cost, where they actually had to go to court to fight for that mountain in particularly, and built a $30 million telescope. Why would they have done such a thing in some of your research involved?
Now, the Vatican is in partners with the university, and it came online in 1990-93. Their location is mostly determined by weather conditions and visibility of the stars. You want the least, you want clear skies, that means void of light pollution from the nearby cities, and you want arid weather, more conditions where it doesn't have a problem. There are not that many areas that you want access by roads and everything, so you need the proper formula to get this. You want elevation, you want roads to read, and you want proper lighting, these conditions.
Why so much money on a $30 million scope? What's so important about it?
Well, the Vatican Observatory is a binocular telescope, infrared. It's one of the, if not the largest, infrared binocular telescopes in the world. What makes it unique is the added equipment that the Office of Naval Research provided them with, advanced technical expertise with the infrared equipment that's attached. That section is called Lucifer, as far as that piece of equipment.
It seems like they went out of their way to name it Lucifer.
Well, the Greek, it's not in the Hebrew. Lucifer means bright star or illuminated object.
Interesting.
If you do enough research, it's not the name of the devil or whatever you call it. It's actually illuminated body. So basically, what it is. So it gets a little myth. Yeah. There's a myth attached to it.
So we come down off the mountain and we send our book to the typesetter, and it's off to the printer, and we think, well, okay, we've solved the mystery, right, of what's going on in Mount Graham. And then we get contacted by the Apache, by a member of the Apache Nation, who wants us to know that he heard us on the radio, he saw us on TV, and we have missed probably the biggest piece of the puzzle. And we're like, well, what is that? And he says the reason that the Apache joined the environmentalists to sue the Vatican and to sue NASA and to try to keep them from getting up on the top of that mountain is because Mount Graham is one of the 4 holiest mountains in the world for all American indigenous tribes, not just the Apache. And it is, Jim, because it is a portal, it is a doorway, it is a gateway. What? It is a strategic location on Earth where, since the beginning of time, entities have come in and out of this reality. Well, when he told me that, we went and vetted the story to make sure that was true, and it is. And then, boy, the conspiracy lights went off in our head about now why did the Vatican and NASA want that mountain in particular? Why go through a federal lawsuit? Why not just go to another mountain that'd give you the same elevation, right? Yeah. Why go through this whole lawsuit? You got to get the governor of the state of Arizona has to go to bat for you. And then their own Jesuit says they went there because they're watching something that is approaching the earth. They're watching something that is approaching the earth. They're watching something that is approaching the earth. And he says it's going to be of the utmost importance.
In other news, pink is the new red, at least in the solar system. That's right, pink is the exciting new shade of the season, thanks to the newly discovered planet GJ504b. And while the name may not be that sexy, the color sure is. Located 57 light years away from Earth, this stunning designer planet orbits around a sun similar to our own and is a sizzling hot 460 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, research teams spotted this little fireball, which also sets a new record as the lowest mass world ever detected by using infrared data from a Subaru telescope in Hawaii. So watch out, Mars. There's a new lady on the block, and astronomers are just going wild for her.
A new study claims to have evidence of undiscovered planets even closer to home, right here in our own solar system. The study deals with the class of objects in the farthest reaches of our solar neighborhood. Objects past Neptune are called trans-Neptunian objects, or TNOs. For example, Pluto is a TNO. And things even farther than that are called extreme trans-Neptunian objects, or ETNOs. Many of these distant objects don't move the way they should, and the brightest minds in astronomy have yet to figure out why. One theory is that there are large undiscovered planets whose gravity is affecting the ETNO's orbit. In the new study, Spanish scientists say their calculations show exactly that. One co-author explains the most probable explanation is that other unknown planets exist beyond Neptune and Pluto. Sounds a lot like we're finding out 2 new families are living in our astro community.
If you think you know how the solar system is arranged, think again, because there just might be a planet X lurking well beyond Neptune. Most of us grew up with 9 planets. Then Pluto became a dwarf planet along with the other Kuiper Belt objects, and the layout of our solar system changed. Now we've got 8 planets and hundreds of dwarf planets. All of these objects orbit the Sun more or less regularly. Their orbits are all slightly elliptical and vary in inclination, but let's call that regular, because there are objects beyond the Kuiper Belt that have extremely irregular orbits, and they're throwing a bit of a wrench in how we imagine the solar system is arranged. Sedna is a dwarf planet that traces a highly elliptical orbit around the Sun. 1 astronomical unit, or AU, is the distance from the Earth to the Sun. Sedna only comes as close as 76 AU to the Sun and goes as far out as 940 AU. And it's got a companion out there, a recently discovered dwarf planet called 2012 VP113 that only comes as close as 80 AU to the Sun and travels as far away as 452 AU. There are a small handful of other bodies with similarly strange orbits, and the question plaguing astronomers is why? Why are these bodies unlike all the other bodies? They aren't part of a distant debris field. They're too far from Neptune to have their orbits perturbed by Neptune, and they're too far from the Oort cloud. It's possible a passing star pulled them away from the Kuiper Belt at some point. Or it's possible there's a massive planet out there that's not only pulled these objects into their irregular orbits, but that's also keeping them in their strangely distant places. It's far too early to tell. Astronomers will need to make a lot more observations to confirm anything, but studying the irregular orbits of these distant tiny worlds could uncover the existence of a 9th planet, or a 10th planet depending on how you feel about Pluto. The discovery of 2012 VP113 is adding compelling evidence to this idea. And this isn't even a new way of looking for planets. It's actually how Neptune was discovered. Neptune's orbit was predicted based on irregularities observed in Uranus's orbit. Lo and behold, the planet was there. Irregularities in Neptune's orbit led to the prediction of an even more distant planet X. Pluto was actually found near this predicted planet, but it's too small to really act on Neptune. So could the irregularities in these dwarf planets, when taken together, reveal a new planet X orbiting our Sun in our own cosmic backyard? It might be a long shot, but it's not impossible.
What they'll notice in the night sky would be something no larger than Jupiter, but as bright as Venus, and eventually it'll create a tail like a comet. It would not be that spectacular at the beginning, but once it rounds the Sun and starts heading towards Earth, within the last 40 days, it'll be quite sizable. What people can look for in the night sky will be something that appears like a comet coming out of the constellation Sagittarius that has to be on the ecliptic for it to cause a 2-event meteor shower 5 months apart.